Hey, what's good, y'all? It's C. Will, and this is the Passive Income Network. On this podcast, we talk about investing in assets that produce passive income. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment and say what's good. On this episode, we have a special podcast feature with an Algorand community token by the name of Darkcoin. Let's bring the team on the show. How's it going, y'all?
Doing good, yeah. Thank you,
Excellent. Excellent. Thank you for being on the show. So let's get down to it. So Darkcoin, maybe we'll start with Anders. Can you explain what Darkcoin is?
Yeah, so I think our main focus for Darkcoin is to be kind of like a community coin, kind of have most of the decisions come from like the masses. And yeah, we're trying to do that with this on-chain DAO system we call the Council.
Okay.
Which uses DAO NFTs to get on-chain data that we then check to see against these different votes that we put up. And we also take a lot of feedback like from our Discord community to see if we're heading in the right direction. And yeah, just recently we had a proposal in the council that is asking that we do everything related to Darkcoin assets through the DAO, and just so kind of the community has a say with what happens with the assets that they hold, because you feel like it's kind of in their interest that they are involved in kind of the process of like distributing assets and like what the price of those assets might be.
Okay, for a little bit, for the audience who's not in Algorand, what assets are we talking about here?
So there's assets mainly created by Baracho. He's the Darkcoin creator. I think maybe Claude, you might know a little bit more about like who's involved in creating these assets, maybe.
Yeah, what you got, Claude? Tell us something.
For sure. So we started with just the Darkcoin token initially. And then it was actually our community manager. His username is Raging Dragon. You may have seen him in the Discord, but he had the idea to, come up with the DAO system that uses voting NFTs. And so the assets that Anders is talking about are the governance DAOs that we've minted for the first set. There's only 2,000 right now. We haven't needed more than that because we are a small project. Started off like grassroots, but so you have that series of NFTs. Users can buy those, and when they purchase one of those, they're able to submit proposals and vote on proposals. So that was the first series we minted. We also have some staking NFTs. A series of Darkcoin Warriors Tier 1 and Tier 2. There's 500 of the Tier 1 Warriors, and they receive 50 Darkcoin a day from the Algo Faucet. The Tier 2s receive 500 Darkcoin a day. The profits from the NFT sales go into the liquidity pool, and they also fund like project expenses, like if we're contracting out work or some type of development task to somebody, that's something that that goes toward. And so yeah, those are the assets we're working with, is the Darkcoin token, our voting NFTs, and then our 2 series of staking NFTs.
Excellent. Okay, so we have NFTs for the DAO, and for the audience, this is the Decentralized Autonomous Organizations. Groups come together, and then they decide and make decisions. Okay, so why did y'all build on Algorand and rather than like an Ethereum or a Cardano or something of that nature? I'll send that to Anders. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'm someone that has used like the Ethereum chain. I got into blockchain like 4 years ago, and was just kind of like looking around the space, I had some Bitcoin earlier, and I bought it a while ago, and it ended up like going down, and so I just kind of like forgot about it, and came back a couple years later, and it actually like gone up more than I got it for. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. So I was like looking around the space and just looking into projects, seeing. I was like, well, maybe there's like another coin I could get into that might be more technically sound than Bitcoin.
Mhm.
I I I'm like I've looked the deepest into the Algorand blockchain, so I don't know like all the specifics really about how to develop on Bitcoin or anything. But I do know that it's like really expensive to make a transaction on like Bitcoin
Definitely.
and Ethereum. And so, yeah, I just kind of went for Algorand. Like I saw the founder, like saw some of the stuff they were doing. Um, it seemed like they like solved the blockchain trilemma or whatever.
Yeah.
And then just yeah, seeing it kind of evolve like throughout these years, like different like wallets coming out, like Para, and then Tiny Man, like D apps that you can interact with. And then just having transaction finality in like less than 4 seconds, and yeah, like transaction fees are fractions of a penny. um, I feel like Algorand just kind of like figured it out.
Yeah.
And yeah, my cat's kind of
I know. I was like with the cat.
yeah.
Nice looking cat.
Yeah.
So can we also I'm gonna go back on the DAO a little bit. So
Mhm.
inside the DAO, can you talk about a little bit about some of the like voting measures or some of the activities that y'all are doing? Because we got people
Mhm.
watching that could be interested in joining this community. So can you talk a little bit more about what goes down in the DAO?
Yeah, so anyone can actually make a proposal to the DAO, and it costs a little bit of Dartcoin.
Mm.
And the DAO is mainly run by like an on-chain smart contract that has like different functions you can call in it.
Mhm.
And then the smart contract itself holds like a pile of Dartcoin in it. And yeah, so pretty much someone makes a proposal, and then that gets pushed to the chain in Algorand box storage.
Mhm.
I don't know.
So you
Uh,
implemented the box storage. That's a great tool.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, just so we can hold like all the proposals in the contract.
Mm.
And then yeah, people. I also use box storage to hold the votes for the DAO too. And so we query that data into the web app, and then it shows, the proposals, and then, what people are voting for each measure. And I think some of the some of the ones we've had is like this arena we've implemented a little later on. I think that was a DAO proposal. Um, some of them have been like distributing rewards for certain things,
Mhm.
changing we have some like liquidity staking, kind of some soft staking on our liquidity pool tokens. And so one of the proposals was like adjusting the rates for those. And yeah, I mean it's pretty open to like what people kind of any ideas people might have. And then it's not just like an accept reject situation. It's more like someone has to apply to the proposal. So someone will make the proposal, and then someone might apply saying like, oh yeah, like I can carry this proposal out, or I will
Mm.
carry this proposal out under these stipulations. And then people can either accept that application, or they can reject the proposal
Mm.
entirely. And we did it that way just so people aren't throwing out these ideas and everyone's like, yeah, like it sounds like a great idea, but like unless we have someone to do the work, like it's not really going to happen.
So the community also is kind of responsible for doing the work as well.
Yeah, and like me, Claude, and some of the other more involved team members usually are the ones kind of like applying to these proposals. But we wanted to set it up so that anyone could like do work for Dartcoin, and then
Sure.
they
Okay.
would get paid in Dartcoin.
Hey, Claude, you want to add to this?
So yeah, it's for the DAO. Anders pretty much described it, hit the nail on the head. Like you said, it's a way where many people can like submit work to it. So the idea was, we want it to be as decentralized as possible. When I first learned about DAOs, it was like with Tron, I believe, was the first one I ever heard about, and I kind of looked into how it worked, and then I looked into how like the Algorand Foundation does the governance with their system. And so I just thought when I first started Dartcoin, that was the like kind of focus was I wanted to achieve like a real decentralized autonomous organization. So there's no like we're the team, we're the ones kind of pushing it along, but the ultimate vision would be to kind of it's kind of like a baby bird. We're trying to teach how to fly. Like we want this organization to evolve to where it's not just us doing things, but other people can do things and be paid for their efforts and benefit from the organization and the project. So
Excellent. Okay, so let's talk a little bit more about the dApps and I guess DeFi as well. So you have a mixer. Can you explain what the mixer is, or is that active?
Yeah, so pretty much we have a mixer. I don't think it's been getting a whole lot of use recently, but people can query up transactions pretty much in it, saying like, okay, I want to send 100 algo to this wallet, and then it'll actually store the receiver for that transaction in like a centralized database. And so it's not like using these like zero knowledge proofs or however like Tornado Cash was doing it.
Yeah.
It's like kind of a centralized solution to keep the receivers off the chain. And so after the queue gets like 5 or more transactions queued up into it, then the smart contract like mixes up the receivers and sends them out. And so there's like, yeah, there's some like obfuscation there between who's sending and who's receiving. You can't like totally tie like the sender to the receiver. And so, yeah, that's kind of what we got going on over there.
Excellent. Okay.
But yeah,
where could people find Dartcoin? Like where we at? Tiny Man, where we at?
Yeah, Claude, you want to?
And some and tell them about the liquidity pools as well, if you could do that.
Definitely. So yeah, we're on Tiny Man. That's our liquidity pool. You can see our chart on vestige .fi. And our application is at dartcoin.com. I can actually send what the URL looks like in the chat there, but it's dark-coin.com.
Definitely. I'll definitely get that posted in the description. For
sure. So that's where our application is at. Our technical documentation is at dartcoin.io, also dark-coin.io. But that points to our everything like our dark paper, the repo, the application. It has our roadmap on there. Excellent. Which we kind of want the DAO to control that, so that's kind of what shows the history of what we've accomplished with the DAO and what we're working on towards the future right now.
Excellent. Okay, let's slowly start to close out. Can you speak on any roadmap announcements or goals, or share anything else you would like the audience to know about Dartcoin?
Yeah. You want to go on that, Andrew?
Yeah, I think one thing we're kind of excited about is expanding on the Arena app that we have, which allows people to use these like AI generated character NFTs
Okay.
So they can create characters by typing into the description and paying a little Darkcoin fee. And then it uses a Dolly, which is like AI's
Oh, I know
image.
Dolly. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's a good
Open
app.
AI's, yeah,
Yeah.
image generation thing.
Mhm.
And so it creates like a little Darkcoin like character card that you can mint as an NFT in your wallet.
Oh,
And
nice.
then yeah, I think it's kind of fun. And then we send that data to Discord. And so you can use these characters to like fight one another
Mm.
and wager Darkcoin.
Yeah.
And
Some
so
entertainment there.
yeah, yeah. And yeah, I think we're gonna do like a boss battle kind of thing where multiple characters can like join up to take down one boss NFT.
Mm.
And so yeah, we're kind of looking to expand on the arena stuff for those who are interested.
Yeah. Excellent. Okay. Well, thank you. We're gonna close that out. Just give me a moment. Stay behind the show. I'll do my outro, and then I really appreciate y'all for hopping on the show.
Yeah,
Thanks for having
yeah.
us on.
Thanks for having us. Yeah,
Most definitely.
peace.
Yeah. Hey y'all, so we just had Darkcoin ASA. Make sure y'all go check them out. We'll put dark-coin.com in the description. Check out the IO website as well. We talked about Arena, the mixer, the team, and all of the good stuff there that they're working on. So make sure that y'all tap in. Again, to see Will with the Passive Income Network, and see you in the next video, y'all. Go.